afternoon, my lovelies. What it do, what it do, what it do. This bitch Yaakov coming straight from that Spiker Star, a.k.a. the Messenger, a.k.a. the Virgo Goddess, a.k.a. the Daughters of Zion, a.k.a. that Topaz Gem Sapphire. Hey, listen, always have a message for you, but it's up to you to discern what Ms. Yaakov is trying to say. Remember, I'm just outside looking into your world, see things that you just don't see, okay? But this here, top of the afternoon, I hope all is well on this beautiful day. Look where I'm at. I'm at my little spot, and you see this, the water and all that. Okay, yes, the goddess is feeling good, lovely, and so blessed. I woke up this morning and say my prayers. I look up to the celestial realms, and I say my prayers each and every morning, for the sovereign Lord is merciful and worthy to be praised. He's driving many of y'all out of here, and he's giving me the land, me the inheritance. And it doesn't matter where the land is at or what the inheritance is. Wherever I'm at, that's where my land and my inheritance should be. Okay, if you woke up this morning, you need to give thanks to the sovereign Lord of hosts. And always remember, each and every day that you wake up is a new day and a fresh page for you to get some salvation for yourself, so you can be redeemed from God's everlasting judgment and condemnation. Okay, but this here, right, the name of this is called Candice Owens on Chabad. Okay, we're going to get down with this Candice Owens and this Chabad situation. Okay, not into propaganda, but Candice Owens, although she may have some valid points, she has absolutely no ties to the religious faith nor world, and in fact is an infidel and idol worshiper herself. It's very important, before spewing out all kinds of accusations and claims, to do research and even gain personal encounters or access, okay? About the Chabad in brief detail, are worshippers of Baal and Malak, Canaanite gods, and are heavily into child sacrifices, which ties all the way back into King Ahaz and Manasseh, and soon to come destruction of Tophet, the Valley of Hinnom, by King Josiah himself. Okay, so the Chabad organization, okay, they are Baal and Malak worshipers. Okay, they worship Canaanite gods, and they do a bunch of child sacrifices. The same thing y'all do. Y'all do child sacrifices too, right? When you have your baby in the hospital, what is that? That is a child sacrifice, okay? When you have abortions, what do you think that is? That is child sacrifice, okay? This planet is a spiritual place. Always was, always will be, okay? Everybody is worshiping something, okay? If you in sin, you worship the god of sin. Okay, yes, everybody is worshiping something, okay? But that's who the Chabad is, okay? Candice Owens is very popular, okay? She's a groupie. Same thing as everybody else, a groupie, okay? They have a lot of groupies out here, okay? That's just what it is, okay? So she's popular, and she says a lot of things, and she goes viral for saying it because she's a popular groupie, okay? She's a groupie. She doesn't have any type of ties or personal encounters with the Chabad to be making those claims. Although she does have some valid points. I can verify that, okay? Because I have personal encounters with the Chabad. I know the Chabad personally, and they know Aisha Jacob, okay? Ask about Bathurst. They know all about Bathurst, okay? They know about me, and I know about them. Okay, that's why I can say some of the things that she says, she may has a valid point to it, okay? But other than that, she doesn't have no religious ties to the faith. She's an infidel herself and an idol worshiper herself, okay? So she needs to hush up, okay? She never sat down in any one of their kosher restaurants, okay? Kosher restaurants, okay? She doesn't have any personal encounters with anybody of the Chabad, okay? She acts like she has, she has inside people, and she really doesn't, okay? Because they don't roll like that. If anything, I can't say I feel sorry for them. But, they going through their own thing right now. They can't seem to catch a break. They out there in New York, okay, well, Zoran Mamdani, Okay, and people are hurling all types of things at them. Okay, so they might want to, you know, a lot of them is going to end up fleeing, and again, they coming over here to the Garden State. Okay, that's what they're doing. They're making the Garden State their new home. Okay, the New Jerusalem. Okay, that's exactly what that is. Okay, but Candice Owens need to hush up. Okay, she don't know anything about the Chabad. Okay, the AKA the lubavitch dynasty. Okay, that's what that is, and the lubavitch dynasty goes all the way back. They go all the way back, probably as far as the Rothschilds. Okay, so that is a very, very powerful, and they have ties. They have ties. They consist of a lot of European converts. Okay, they got a synagogue out there in Prague. Okay, in Europe. Okay, so they got a lot of stuff going on with them. Okay, that's exactly what that is. But they consist of Russia, Ukraine, Germany, Poland, okay, Czech Republic, okay, all up in there. That's what the Chabad consists of. Okay, that's what that is. They tie real heavily into Russia, the Russian mob, and then the Ukraine and all that. Okay, they tied in, they locked in with that, and they do all kinds of child sacrifices. The same thing with y'all. Just like y'all have babies just for a Section 8 voucher, okay, aka the Willie Lynch plantation. Y'all don't love them kids. Y'all just be having them kids for a Section 8 voucher. That's child sacrifice, okay? Either way you look at it, it's child sacrifice, okay? This is what they do. But anywho, I'm about to get on out of here, man. Candice Owens need to hush her mouth up, and before you even make a comment or say anything, even people be coming on my posts like, do y'all not understand is that before I post anything, I do research, and I'm locked in, I'm tied in to these spiritual streets. You're not tied into these spiritual streets to be commenting on what go on. Some people like, what you talking about? This ain't, it ain't got nothing to do with you, okay? It might even be about you, okay? But yeah, that's what that is. Candice Owens. And it was it Carlson Tucker and just all these goofy people, all these groupies, like, and you know, a lot of stuff is getting played out. So they talking about a lot of religious stuff too. They trying to meddle in on what's going on in these religious streets, and they're not locked in. They infidels and idol worshipers. They need to focus on what's about to happen to them rather than focus on what's going on in these spiritual streets. I got these spiritual streets on lock. Okay, I know what goes on. I know who the key players. I know who is who and what is what, and I know exactly about the Chabad. Okay, they know about Bathurst. Okay, they know about Bathurst. They have the whole, they have a, actually the whole, they have something up there in Montreal. Okay, and the head honcho, one of the head honchos is Ronnie Fine. Ronnie Fine. Okay. That's the head honcho of the Chabad, okay? Yeah. That part, okay? Anywho, I'm about to get on out of here, man. It's that spiker star, the brightest star, the constellation. All that Hollywood stuff is played out. Now they're trying to meddle what goes on in these spiritual, religious streets. And they can't seem to keep up. Anywho, man, let me get on out of here, man. It's that spiker star, the brightest star, the constellation. Look at the water. I'm waiting for the turtles and everything to come out. I love me some nature, man. Ain't nothing like some nature, okay? I love nature. I am the planet, and I am the earth. Anywho, it's that spiker star looking into your world. Say things that you just don't see. I'm Goose.